Hey everybody, Marcus here. Today we're going to do some battery talk. We have our new hard case batteries that came in. These are them. They come with 3 of your banana cage style swivel plugs, which are great. I don't mind using them on the charger side, but on the car side, I would prefer to use the high flow bullets like we have that are optional. They're very tight, and you lose zero resistance going from between the battery and the plug. But the banana cages work fine. I've been using these this whole time for testing, and they're fine. Also, with the banana plugs, you've got they have a slot in them, half slot. You can see right there. And when you wire them up, you can put your wire sideways, which helps. All right, so let's talk about these batteries. So, since it's not really legal to race 7.6 volts really anywhere. I mean, there's a few, I think 1 or 2 clubs I've heard of them allowing it, but on a national scale, no one runs high voltage. It's you end up having with some people who don't really understand what's going on. They'll try to high voltage charge or regular batteries, or I've seen people put it on nickel metal hydride to try, just a lot of weird things. End of the day, you don't want to have people that aren't knowledgeable about what's going on trying to hot charge your batteries. You know, you end up with a fire, an explosion, somebody can get hurt, shop can burn down, a lot of stuff like that. So, we're going to try to stay with what everybody's using for the most part, and that way we don't run into that. There's no advantage to having a high voltage cell compared to regular cell power wise. It's the same at 8.4 volts, but obviously the advantage would be a higher charge. So there's that. Another subject is the burst rate. So these have a 60 C burst rate, 25 nominal. So that basically means that it can handle that much more of a load without the battery suffering power. It also allows you to discharge more. You can discharge these batteries up to 10 amps, believe it or not. I've been to 5 so far. I'm working my way up to it, and they're perfectly fine. Haven't had an issue yet. You got your burst rate. One of the things that's happening in the industry is, these batteries are small, and of course the drone industry uses a lot more small batteries than we use. So most of the technology that we're seeing actually everyone's technology except for these are the first ones to come out like this. They use a lot of magnesium inside the battery. What magnesium does, it's like a filler. The reason why it's used is because you can make cheap cells with it. It costs less. You talk about the volume of making cells they have to make batteries. That makes a big difference if you're trying to go that route. We decided not to do that, so we don't have any magnesium inside these batteries. What that does for you is they don't swell. They take almost like a break-in period. They'll get faster after about 3 or 4 days of running, and they hold forever. I'm going to show you some batteries I've had for 4 months now, and I've been abusing them, and they're not swollen or anything. Meanwhile, I've taken other batteries and charged them 3 times, and they already start to swell. This also stabilizes the battery. So during your run, you'll notice that it just stays the same. Nothing. You'll get a peak of your first peak you'll get, and then after that, it'll come down a little bit and it stays that way. The other day I was testing, I went 133 laps, up to 125 laps. I was able to run within 1/10 of my fast lap, and then it dropped off to 2/10 and 3/10. Then the car was just poking around the track, which is what you want. You would never run that many laps in a race, but that's, I'm testing pretty hardcore to find the limits. Charge rate, with the 350s, I'm liking 2.2, 2.3 seems to be fine. You can charge it higher than that, but I'm not really seeing the IRs aren't going any lower or nothing else, so there's no reason really to charge higher than that. They're very stable at that, and you can run that all the time. Like I was saying earlier, I have some test batteries, and I've had these batteries. I actually wrote number 1, number 2 on these because I've had these for 4 months. And in a 4 months period, I have left them in the heat for an entire day, just really tried to hurt these batteries. And, I'll take a new battery right here. And that is 13.17, and it's flat. And I'll take the number 1 and number 2 battery, like I said, 4 months old, and they are the same, 3.16. I mean, they're exactly the same. They're not puffed at all. That's impressive. It really is. Even my big blocks, they'll puff a little bit if you abuse them that much. All right, so other than that, let's talk about a few other things. If you're running an R1 right now, I have made an aluminum adapter that your battery will, I'm gonna take well, we'll do it this way, that your battery will fit into, like so, and then slide into the car like that. And then you've got your regular fit, your battery terminals right there. Good to go. I've also made that the same, if you're trying to chase weight, I've got this same adapter made, 3D printed. So you save a little bit of weight if that's the route you want to go. Personally, I like the weight in the middle of the car, but everybody's got their own thing. All right, so a couple things I do want to talk about is, you hear things everywhere, and one of the things that pops up sometimes that I just don't understand where it comes from. There's a rumor somewhere that, if you're, for some reason, a hard case battery, whenever the IRs that you see on the charger aren't what they really are because they're hard case or something like that. Well, that's just not true. The battery charger reads the resistance, period. It doesn't matter what you're hooked it up to. It's going to read what it reads. So there's no magic inside a hard case battery that compared to a soft case battery. It's still all connection. So I don't know where that rumor came from or who started it, but that's blatant. It's just not true. Not sure why somebody would say that, but it's being said. That's not true. So in the future, we are working on 450 milliamp, slightly bigger. There's one right here. It's the same width. The height is just about 0.5 millimeter smaller, and then the width is obviously going to be wider. These are probably a couple months out right now. We're getting the final numbers sorted, and they're almost done in production. So those will be coming next. More on that later. All right, I think that's probably about it for today. They're in stock, ready to go. Hey, click on the link and put them in your car and let's go.